Brad Williams, Excel Prime, count all viewable rows. Very simple. Let's get to the point here. We have viewables. We have cost. We have some produce here. And our cost, that's what we're going to try to do. If you notice, we have a hidden row. Our anatomy, subtotal. The tricky part here is understanding the different, what's called function number. We'll get into that in a second. And over here is our write-up. I'll just read this real quick. Count all viewable rows, the analysis. To get the number of viewable rows in a filtered list, you can use the subtotal function, which ignores rows that have been hidden by a filter. The filter, 3 would be the filter. 103, you're going to see here, we're going to have this 109. That's one of the filters or the function numbers. Subtotal 3, B5, B14. Our talking points, the subtotal function can perform count, sum, max, min, and other calculations. Subtotal is particularly useful and interesting because it automatically ignores items that are not visible in a filtered list or table. This makes it ideal for displaying the subtotal of visible rows or the number of visible items in a list. To count how many non-blank rows are viewable while a filter is active, use subtotal 3, B5, B14. On the other hand, if you're manually hiding rows and not using the autofilter, use the option subtotal 109 or 103, B5 to B14. The first argument controls the operational type performed by subtotal. We're using subtotal. That's the trick here. You see, we have subtotal 103, B7 to B13. This is provided the 103. The 103 and the 3 is a Microsoft Excel provision. Viewable cost, subtotal 109. Notice the difference here. 103 counts viewable sums. If you look, we have 7, 8, 11, 12, 13. The total of 7 rows, but 2 are hidden. We have our sum all. This is going to add everything here. In addition to the 5, also the 2 hidden. Here the viewable, D7. This is just a check of this number here, of the subtotal. Why are we using subtotal? It's a requirement of Excel. If you have trouble understanding this, just work it out. Read the anatomy. Look at the mapping here. Reread this if necessary, and just work at it. Brad Williams, Excel Prime.